I don't know. Like, when I look at the Ducks, I look at Leland as he's the striker, right? He's the guy usually behind the ball when you need him to put it in the net. So if he's not feeling it, Oregon look off. So, but if he's feeling it, then the Ducks might have the lead in this series, but we'll see.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this one has to go with who's getting set first in terms of the rotation. This game one's going to be very important because it's going to decide the tone in which things go down here. Oregon going up against their first chance. They do have a lot of confidence with their record, but they might get caught off guard once they start losing to a K-State squad. But that being said, there's a miss in front of the box, and Duskippy gets an open net.
Yeah, it's Gumby on the rotation back and was just a little off on that. I actually think, was that a second touch by Leland there? That ball seemed to come out a little farther than Gumby was expecting it, and it came a little too far out for him. So Oregon take advantage of a little bit of laxity on the rotation.
And that's going to be something, I saw a little bit of it once the game started, and now I'm seeing it here and there. They got to get things under control. That's a good pitch downfield. Maybe they can do something with this.
Got a little bit of boost. All he can do is send it in front. Oh, he just fell back down in front of the ball. It's going to lock the Ducks down for a little bit. Young Clips looks for his teammate. He connected on it, and he actually picks up the goal here. Kansas State somehow break through the Ducks defense.
Yeah, this is a good breakaway as well. Ducks kind of fell a little flat-footed there, not getting up in time. Young with the shot, and a great response at, I think, an ample amount of time passing in the clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure AJC ever saw Young Clips coming up. He was sitting up pretty close, and then by the time he turned around, it wasn't until the ball was already shot that he saw Young Clips there on his cam. So, you know, he can get away from you, but Knack behind the next touch, but that bounce does not favor him, and Leland will take it back over to the Ducks.
The back pass, definitely a little concerning there from Leland. This gives a lot of space to Kansas State, but Kansas State not really able to utilize that, so it does look like Oregon will get some more room here. Oh, I'm nervous. Duskippy has a lot of space here, but Gumby with the clear. AJC, the follow-up. Neck, no! He guessed wrong. AJC with the lead.
Now, this was disastrous on defense. Young Clips came out, and just a miscommunication. Somebody's got to stay flat. If Young Clips stays on the back wall there for a second, lets that save attempt come out, then he has a chance to jump off and get the next touch. But then Knack was left in, you know, it's hard to be left in no man's land in net, but that's essentially what that was after that last double commit.
I feel like there's still enough space for him to not have to pre-jump that shot, though. That's something that is a little concerning to me is, you know, they're getting too antsy here on defense. Maybe it might be a little bit of nerves coming out, but that's another miss from Knack, and Young had to come up to save the shot from Leland. Oregon get a chance here to be confident for free because it looks as if K-State are expecting so much more from them.
Yeah, the Farmer Boys backboard is a little leaky, and Oregon have definitely taken advantage of that, but Leland wins a couple of nice challenges in front. And it's just a lot of tough situations on defense for Kansas State to get out of. Now they're diving back. Knack, he got a good touch out to buy time for Young Clips, but every single touch is a 50, and Duskippy back uses the rest of his boost, but no follow-up forthcoming. The rest of the Farmer Boys trying to retreat, grab more boosts in midfield. In fact, they push forward on it, but this was pretty good defense by the Ducks. Able to trap the ball out into the corners, maybe get caught out. No rotation stop for AJC.
Well, this could be a good play. Good speed from Young to push that one into the backboard. Leland tried to get the clear, soft pass, and blocked out. I want to see more, though, from K-State on that offensive end. They are starting to seem like they're loading in here, so to speak, but even when that happens, you saw the demo from AJC trying to make this K-State team as uncomfortable as possible, and they almost end up coming up with a play there.
Oh, the rest of the rotation for Kansas State is in danger off the crossbar and in. Duskippy takes advantage, and insurance is good for the Ducks.
At this point, I got to give Knack that Jorby curse of not being able to hit the ball because he's been struggling on defense. Pretty much every touch that's high and off that backboard that forces him to jump it in the air, he has not been able to make contact on it, and it's put Kansas State in some tough spots.
And they've been, you know, trying to manage a lot of low boost situations. And their pads aren't even available half the time. Oregon have really wanted to play really aggressive on the thirds, and it's been difficult for Kansas State to actually find gaps in their own, or to find a space to sit, is what I'm trying to say, in their own rotation. And even here, on the backboard, Duskipy tried the dish. It's saved for now, but everybody's flat. Only one guy has over 50 boost on the team. The rest sitting at 0 for Kansas State, so they're really struggling to hang on to this ball. And it was a great return to form for the Ducks. They started to feel a lot of pressure early from Kansas State. Haven't really seen it from them since then.
And the Ducks are still sitting comfortably here, though, with a 2-goal lead. And, I mean, the pressure from them has just been too much for K-State to handle. You're starting to see them just kind of float back and play the kind of counterattack game. But the Ducks are more than happy to keep this ball on Kansas State field for the remainder of the time.
Oh, Gumby got bumped. Knack's going to come back in, throw it over Leland. Leland just going to tackle Knack on the backside, actually grabbed the ball away. Very quick by Duskipy, and you said it, Des, but he denied it. Knack saving the ball, but saves are great. You're still down by 2 with less than 20 seconds left to go. Duck still got the ball, almost picking up the 4th there. Turnaround from Knack. Duskipy coming around quickly. Can he keep the ball out from Young Clips in time? And AJC will kick the ball away again. That effectively does it. Gumby, one more chance. The shot denied before it could get ever close to the net. And the Ducks, I would say that's a very comfortable victory for game 1.
Comfortable is the right word here. It didn't seem like they were pressured at all. Kansas State had one good counterattack play, and then afterwards they were able to just, they weren't able to really do much after that counterattack play. Oregon were able to bounce back very easily, and then you saw pretty much what happened for the rest of that game. Lots of offensive pressure, control of the pitch, all in favor of the Ducks. They start this one off on the right foot. We're loading up for Benning Temple, and I think that if anything, Kansas State, they got to get things controlled here more on the defense. Otherwise, Oregon, they're going to get set in their ways, and this is going to be a short series.
I like what Duskipy is doing on the attacking back wall, too, and in trying to be a force and setting up some creative plays in front of the box and keeping Kansas State on their, or keep them in the air, if you will, Daz. But, he tried to go for a couple of dishes, but he also got some passes in front and nice catches in front. It's been a very dynamic play when he's been able to touch the ball on the attacking back wall. If he continues to be successful there, they got to do something about it. Duskipy will slip right through on the opening progression. First goal for Oregon.
Leland with the demo here. Young off the respawn. Felt like he needed to die for that. There's a lot of space here. He can sit in net and get that save. Either way, Duskipy caught him out. See, he took the bait and sunk the first goal.
We're only 13 seconds in, Daz, but where's the way forward for this team? Like the Ducks, to get a goal this early and for Leland to just steal that ball away from Gumby, it feels like Kansas State are working with borrowed time almost. Every time they get behind the ball, every clear just feels like it's desperate breath to stay alive. But Young can't get a solid 50 chance. He's going to get the ball back from Knack, but the play's going to die there.
I feel like K-State, it looks like they're in their own heads with a lot of these challenges and how they're moving along with the ball. A lot of extra touches that are unnecessary and a lot of, honestly, like speed and kind of desperation. But this offense may work out. They're trying to get things going here. Keep in mind, this is the prime time for them to get things under control. Maybe a chance there, but blocked out. A 1-goal game, though, and plenty of time to get this under control for the boys in blue.
Well, that's usually where Kansas State got into trouble. Pulling off in midfield usually meant a quick counterattack, but instead it turns into a passing play, which bounced off the crossbar. The best look they've gotten in the first minute and a half. Kansas State back on their own half. A cavalcade of demos, and here come the Ducks. No shot. Young Clips got in front of it. Now he's downfield, but Gumby's just going to bang it off to the corner.
And demos are coming out. Pressure is also coming out in the way of Oregon. They're trying to respond by fighting fire with fire here, getting in the way of the Farmer boys. But things have been a lot more controlled since that first goal. Farmer boys able to get some opportunities. They're pushing it in front of the box here, but still nothing too threatening.
Young Clips tried to force the issue as third man, wanted to keep the pressure going as far to the orange box as possible, but the Ducks are going to take the ball away again here. And despite how poised Kansas State have looked on offense on the last few pushes, It's still been tough to get by this defense, though. You know, maybe a couple of whiffs go their way and they pick up the next goal. But it's been tough. There's been consistent boomers in that orange corner, Daz, from Oregon. And Kansas State, they're just not poised on the rotation for that kind of play. They want to push forward. They want to get aggressive. I feel like every clear that Oregon get, the more pressure Kansas State feel to push the ball down the field.
Oh, man, the whiff out in front, too. Ooh. There's going to be some room here. Young will have to clean that up. We do need to see, you know, some poised offense from the Farmer Boys. Right now, everything has been pretty shaky, and it's just been them trying to get themselves under control. As 2 minutes remain here, looking at Oregon. Offense has been pretty solid. They've been playing very consistent. Although they let something slip in transition, they never let it get to the point where Kansas State have the control.
You know, and AJC actually almost got caught out. Leland bailed him out on that last play, and I think that's really been the key for that exact point, Daz, for Oregon, is there's always someone ready for the follow-up for Oregon. So while it might look dicey beyond the midfield line for a second, the second man or third man is at least in a spot where they can back up if things truly get desperate. They still have to make the play mechanically, but the Ducks have done that every time. And here's another progression down the field.
Double.
Leland 1, Leland 2, and it's just high. No shot comes off the rebound. The Ducks can't get insurance, and now a counterattack the other way. Knack throws it high for Gumby, and it's taken away by Duskippy.
And you can tell, you talked about those mechanics too, needed for just simple clears, but when they're on that transition in the offense, boy, do Oregon look scary. Leland getting a little bit more comfortable here with that double, and you got to keep that in mind now. With a minute remaining, Kansas State have not been able to get on the board. It's been 3 shots for each team, but Oregon was able to sink one in early. So far, that's all they have needed. Farmer Boys on the back end here. We need to see something from them soon.
Well, the Ducks have not felt a lot of pressure on their own back wall or backboard. Kansas State can get a couple of solid boomers and catch this Oregon offense sleeping a little bit. They might do it right here. Here's Young Clips around the corner, racing towards the 50. Got it out to Knack. Knack gets a high touch in front, but backflip. So now it's the Ducks' ball. Less than 30 seconds left. Gumby last up, buys time for the last man back. Young Clips, now he has to contend with 2 players the other way, but he's given the gift, and the demo on the backside by Knack will save them for now. Last push. Oh, AJC just took the ball away from the Ducks, but it goes right back. Another high ball for the Ducks to receive. Well, the backboard is tested and approved by the Ducks defense. Another chance, Gumby around the corner, grabbed again. The Oregon Ducks put the ball on the ground, and they take another game win. One more will be a sweep.
And Oregon didn't do anything special here, Jorby.
Yeah.
In all honesty. And I'm not saying that, you know, against Oregon, because they did end up winning the game here. But Kansas State kind of let that happen. Like an aggressive challenge led to a goal. Oregon played consistent Rocket League. Kansas State kind of got the defense in order, only conceding 1 goal this game. But they failed to deliver on that offensive end despite so many pushes into the Oregon zone. Now, at this point, FDOT was the only one they called to sweep. And Lord knows I don't want to hear it if he's right.
Oh, you know you're going to hear it all day. Like,
yeah.
You say that because you know you're going to hear it.
Yeah.
But look, Kansas State, I feel like there's not enough focus beyond the ball. And, like, because if you look at, I feel like I've been saying this over and over again today, but when you look at the second man positioning, it seems like the focus is only on, you know, their teammate in front of them. There's not any consideration about the second and third man on the other team and how they're positioned, and that results in second man being useless most of the time for Kansas State. And if that happens, your third man is constantly put in high pressure situations, and it makes it hard to hang on to the ball like that. And I don't know where Kansas State can find credence in that department, but there definitely needs to be an uptick in field awareness, I think, as far as that second man position goes.
I think for Kansas State, they have to not give space to Oregon at this point. You got to be able to eliminate the pressure. I think this comes down to, you know, they respect Oregon as a team, obviously been doing well, but if you can eliminate and cut off a lot of things that Oregon are setting up, they're caught slipping. This is some really good offense we're seeing from them right now. The aggression is definitely stopped up. Still a tied-up game, though, and Oregon are looking to go the other way.
Well, it's that midfield challenge that they're missing. Gumby, that's an assignment that he should have been able to make a 50-50 on, but he didn't even get a touch. They were able to get the ball back here, but it's those situations that make me question the Farmer Boys' ability to come back in this game. They're back on offense here, and, you know, despite me sounding pretty harsh on Kansas State. They have kept the series close, or the games close overall, but they don't feel as close for me when Oregon do such a good job of locking things down on their own half and not allowing Kansas State to get real sequences on offense.
And Oregon just seem as if they are going to kind of keep the train going here. They are looking for a way to break through, as that Kansas State defense is solid. And we're also starting to see them make Oregon stretch here on the offense as well. But only time will tell on whether or not Kansas State finally have an answer here. They have to come up with something here soon and here, honestly, in this game. Otherwise, it's going to be a sweep for the Ducks.
Oh, Young Clips ended up pulling back, and he couldn't get the touch against AJC, so now the rest of Kansas State back against the wall. Ducks still looking for their first goal. Duskippy behind it. Good approach on the 50. Duskippy has looked phenomenal today. Probably the best I've seen Duskippy look in a while. And, you know, he's not wowing you with crazy mechanics or anything, but it's just his speed, Daz, out of the midfield and then in front on these, like, blindside challenges. It almost surprises you every time he gets behind the ball. Like that. That touch right there is what is making Duskippy so good and making Oregon such a threat.
Duskippy, for me, it's his decision-making. Being in the right spot at the right time. Instead of going for a challenge to boom the ball downfield, he says, I'm going to take it up the sidewall, carry it, and get more space that way. And then you saw that early challenge just being faster. Just even, again, having the knowledge, like he's off the ceiling right now. But it's a good play because he just took 2 out. Breakaway, AJC, open net, and what do you know? It's a goal.
We talked about it, and Duskippy delivers off of a beautiful 50 that you only got to see the tail end of, and the rest is textbook. Just put it on target, set it up off the back wall, and it's another day at the office for the Ducks. The Farmer boys have 0 shots on net with only 2 minutes left to go in the game.
And what do you do when you see Duskippy go off the ceiling and up to midfield to challenge that? Like, I almost understand the double commit at that point, but if you're going to double, you got to win the 50. And they didn't do it. Now, carry AJC, that's a good challenge. But Oregon always find a way to break through.
That's what Kansas City are missing at Duskippy. I'm not saying a player on Kansas State can't be a Duskippy. Young Clips will get the goal. And finally, there is a shot, and it turns to goal for Kansas State.
Young, what a good read on the defense, and turned on that. I mean, just a snap. That's the notice that it took. That's all you needed here. So, you're absolutely right. There is someone on the team that could probably step up and fill that role. No better time than now to do that.
Young, he's going to start on the point. But a very relaxed rotation. That's the result of the Ducks and how effective they've been on offense. Eventually, you'll see the defense start to respect that more and more, but then it creates space on offense for the Ducks like that. AJC popped up, used a ton of boost. He'll steal even more. Now Gumby, a chance to create a 2-on-1 the other way. AJC playing the burned retreat, but Gumby got the pass! Gumby never gave up the ball and finally found paint.
Full faith here on Gumby 2 from Young. Look at the speed. See you later, Leland. You didn't even get a piece of that. Young able to score here to give Kansas State the lead with a minute left.
Looking to just stay alive for a game 4. Here's the next kickoff. On the cheat up, it's going to be Young again. I feel like he's starting to heat up. Duskippy couldn't grab the ball, and the Ducks a little stunned as they're finding themselves down with less than a minute. Now Duskippy next up. No touch for him. It's all about hanging on defense for Kansas State. The defense has looked pretty solid overall, but this is where the true test comes in these final 30 seconds.
And they're finding their momentum, but they got to be careful here. Oregon is definitely bringing the pressure. Leland doesn't like getting dusted, and you can see the demo comes out. He's playing things forward, trying to get in front. That's good speed there. It sets things up, and AJC doesn't want to bite here. Someone is going to have to for Oregon. Final 20 seconds, a play forward, flick high, Knack will be able to send that to the side.
Really tough spot for AJC to be in. Before he had taken that initial shot, he had no boost, and now turning the other way. Here's Knack, flips it in and couldn't cut out. AJC, last chance down the field for the Ducks in game 3, and Young was up for it, stepping up big time in the second half of game 3. Kansas State survived for a game 4 appearance.
And what a survival it was. This game starts off with Oregon continuing on, applying all the pressure that we had saw from them, keeping Kansas State on the back end, getting a goal from AJC. Skippy was putting in that extra work. But something snapped in Kansas State. They didn't want to go out with the sweep, and you saw that Young was a big name here in this game, shooting 2 for 2. And one was a good read. The other one was a great assist setup from Gumby, and they were able to completely change the pace here. Now Oregon failed to close this out. We load up Utopia Coliseum, and it's on, Jorby.
It is on. If Young can consistently put pressure like that on, again, I might be scared for the Ducks, but Gumby, too. Like, Gumby had several good carries down the field where he was struggling in the 50 game in games 1 and 2. It's been a lot even. I'm not going to say he's winning all of his 50s now, but he's winning some of them, and that's made a lot of difference for Kansas State, where they didn't seem to win anything in the first 2 games at any aspect. But they win the kickoff now. Here's Gumby. A nice little carry. Couldn't get the win against Leland, fighting off this next pitch. And in midfield, nothing for AJC, but you saw the rest of Kansas State. They're going to stay flat on that. You see AJC in the air, you're going to respect it. Here's Skippy, nice catch. Oh, fake out! Oh! Net got absolutely smoked!
And this is coming after a bump control. Oh my, Boiz, that is not the ball. He will sink it through the Skippy with the dangles.
And that is how you do it. AJC.
And yeah.
Oh, what a bomb.
My goodness.
Leland, he's going to get a goal. But this play, it's all his teammate. The demo. The bump. See ya, Young.
They saw Young saying, okay, you had a good game last game. Now you're getting targeted this game. Completely yeet it out of the net to leave that wide open. And Oregon, oh, what a response from them. They're turning the engine on here. But wait a second, might be a play the other way. Skippy will have to come up with clear that off the back wall.
Poor Gumby, wishing he just had a little more boost to get back to that ball. Young just got back to it for Gumby. Now, Kansas State's starting to win some of these tough 50-50s. The defense is going to be tough to crack for the Oregon Ducks. Their defense in front of the box has been pretty solid. Their follow-ups are tough to contend with. Knack, he's actually going to get a look at this. No, he's got to give way for Skippy. And they'll get out for now, Daz, but I mean, this is going to be tough for Kansas State. Young just getting out. The third goal would certainly be a death knell, even this early in the game.
Yeah, at this point, they're really going to have to dig deep here. No, wait, that's going to go through. Young played it high. Skippy took it low. A standout performance here. And boy, oh boy, is he running away with it for Oregon.
Yeah, Skippy doesn't care about the height of his dishes. You know, serve him high, serve him low. Any way that it serves him, he'll score the goal. That's Skippy for you. 3 goals. The man is playing on another level today. I love to see it from Skippy. Usually Leland is the guy we're talking about as, you know, the centerpiece, the flashy player. But Skippy, he's been that player for Oregon before, and he is that player today. And when it rains, it pours. And it's a thunderstorm in Kansas. Oregon bringing the thunderclap.
And the Ducks continue to run away with this game. And, I mean, very early on here, a 4-0 lead with 3 minutes left. And we thought a 2-goal lead was going to be hard for Kansas State. 4 goals seems impossible at this point.
Just nothing really working for them. And hanging on to the ball, like midfield has been impossible. And then when they do get a clean touch on the ball, when they have space, they either have low boost, so they have to boom the ball away and then try to pick up pads, or it's like that, where Knack, he comes up and he's like, I'm going to make the 50 happen, and then his teammates are sitting beyond the midfield line, because all Kansas State have seen from Oregon is booming clear after booming clear. That gets into your head. You just, internally, you just start pulling back a little bit farther because the ball keeps flying over your head. But Gumby, all right, if you're going to start the clock, this is a good time to start it.
Fake, in the flick. Oh, really solid flick, too. Look at that perfect arc right under the crossbar. So Gummy picks up 1, down by 3, 2:24 left. My goodness, if Oregon, they won't, but
they won't, but it'd be fun
if they do.
Oh, Knack. They might set something up there. Leland's got the boost. Young couldn't get there in time. I like the aggressive positioning that time of the follow-up. Oh, Gumby. That's a tough angle to shoot at, but if he could have got a little bit wider, that's certainly looking deadly. Look at Kansas State, though. Locking down the boosts. But Leland, oh, that's a great win from Leland. Knack has to make a great acrobatic play. Can't find the second touch, but he doesn't need to. Gumby's there. Oh, no. Well, Kansas State. Well, they pick up the save. I thought that was going to be a goal. Skippy will keep things locked in. That last push by Kansas State, Daz, I felt like that was their best opportunity to pull within 2. But at this stage, with a minute 30 left and Kansas State looking like they're about to get scored on again or catch Skippy out, looking tough.
Yep, time not on their side here. And the 50s are not going their way either. They try and get so close, but so far, Leland will drop that and Young will be able to make the save, but scoring 3 goals with a minute left. I've seen few teams at the highest level do it. Almost there from Young. Maybe if he fakes into the shot, that might work out, but you know, they had a good run. They brought on all the pressure that they could, but it looks like Oregon is they're just gonna keep this one.
Yeah, I do think that, you know, for Kansas State, look, the Ducks were just the better team in this match, and that's really what it comes down to. Kansas State were beat on the positioning. Their positioning was more relaxed overall, but Oregon have more confidence in their mechanics and their ability to approach the ball, so their follow-ups are a lot cleaner and they're more succinct. But for Kansas State, it's just, you know, taking too much time with the ball, trying to find a way around Oregon's offense, but it's a double-edged sword that way. You can't take too much time handling the ball because then that's just asking to get up and get challenged. The first man could take a really low-risk approach onto the ball and really force you to stretch on defense. But I feel like there's a way forward for this Farmer Boys team. Like, I don't think that they looked completely out of sync. I think there's certainly things to build on for them. And later on in this season, I'm curious how they improve as a team. But the Ducks definitely got the better of them. And I think Skippy's peaking in this match, personally.
He peaked.
I do think he peaked a little bit. Let's be honest, man. How often do you see Skippy at the top of the scoreboard like that? Like, I'm not saying Skippy plays poorly. He doesn't. But, like, Skippy's usually not the center of the conversation, you know?
That's true. But at the same time, I think moving forward here for the rest of the season, Oregon kind of made a statement with this game win, saying, okay, yeah, you're talking about we've beaten all the easy teams. Well, we will keep